Hello, we are live again for another alien radio signal hunt tonight. We are searching the hydrogen line, that yellow line top of the screen there, for potential alien radio signals. It's the channel on the dial that scientists theorise that if ET is out there, this is the place that they would have put those messages, as well. We've heard the WOW signal and other interesting candidate signals in the past as well. Should we get ourselves alive across the board? Is that all going to work? He says. So yeah, guys, welcome. We're doing an extraterrestrial radio signal hunt tonight. We are searching the hydrogen line for potential messages there from an extraterrestrial civilization. Kind of like the film Contact, if you've seen that. Or what else? What are the other films? Pluribus, that one's come out recently as well. So we're listening out of a very large radio telescope there, hoping to hear a message from ET. If we're lucky, it'll appear nice and loud on the screen there. Phrase is already in. I think you're first in today, Phrase. How are you? How is your weekend gone? But yeah, we're hunting for those potential ET radio signals there. There's been a number of interesting ones throughout the year, most notably the WOW signal there from back in the late 1970s, but many more since then. In fact, some very recent ones from some very close by stars indeed. And as our technology as a species increases and gets better there, we're able to hear potentially fainter and fainter different types of signals there. And the more we're looking, the more we are hearing. B is in as well. How are you doing there? All good. Goes far too quick, the weekends. 100% it does there. We blink and we miss it. I'm finding the weeks are going pretty quick as well, so we come round to the weekend again, which doesn't make it too bad for us there. Thank you for the hearts, guys. Those likes and those shares, they do help us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves, getting more eyes and minds on the old phenomena, helping us piece this puzzle together there. It's cold where you are, is it be? Yeah, you're having some interesting weather. We've just got miserable weather here. It's been non-stop rain for months, it feels like. And it's still looking like it's going to be horrendous over the coming week at least. Hopefully we're going to get a skywatch in as soon as that weather turns. We probably won't get any warning, but as soon as we do get a chance to do another UAP skywatch, we do have the infrared capability now. Just need to get a new lead to plug all that in, but hopefully we'll be able to observe the phenomena in the infrared, which is meant to be much more active in that light spectrum there. So we're going to see it more and more. Because we're on a little bit earlier tonight there, we've only got one of those close by stars in range. That's Mearsem at 500 light years, but very soon we'll get Sirius in there, which is very, very close by at 8.6 light years. And because it's closer, the signals don't have to travel as far, and therefore we can hear those fainter or lower powered signals are there. So it should increase, again, those statistical odds of us detecting a signal there from an extraterrestrial civilization there. In Georgia, the state above Florida, it's not supposed to snow down here. I didn't think you were. Oh no, yes, you were, Georgia. Yeah, because we're talking, weren't we, the Petroid? That's what I always think of when I think of Georgia. Yeah, it's not meant to be that cold. How you doing, Zena? Good, you're in A up. I caught you out there. Oh, you got the notification on that one at least. Well, at least somebody's sending out the notifications app. How is your weekend going? Oh, we're getting there. And it's almost the working week, isn't it, ahead? Back into the dark side tomorrow there. B, thank you for the gifts. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. But we are, once again, listening out for those potential alien radio signals tonight. Oh, I said the A word. I meant to be saying the ET instead now. I'm trying that one. But we've got our interference signal there. We think it's interference, although we're starting to question that more and more. It is back tonight. I did see it pop up to 53% overall signal strength, but now it's back down. So there is some activity going on there as well. Rio's in. How are you doing? Alan is well. The T word. So we're not saying the A word, because over your way, that the A word tends to mean something very different with the political climate at the minute. So I'm seeing if that helps us. Not saying that. So we're saying extraterrestrials rather than the A word. I'm trying to say that one. Alan is never behaving. Never at all. All good. A chilled weekend. And boo, to it already being Sunday. I feel it up. I feel that one. I can't seem to get ahead on these things. Maya is in the house. How are you doing? How is Sick Bay aboard the Starship Alan tonight? Thank you for the shares. Appreciate those ones, guys. See those little hearts popping up there. So we're doing another signal hunt tonight there, searching for messages from an extraterrestrial civilization out there in the depths of space, hopefully not too far, and most likely not too far as well, because the more we are looking, the more anomalies we are seeing across the board, not just in radio there, but the visible light and just general space anomalies that look a little bit weird. Recent paper from a chap that basically had the idea that, maybe they're not using radio to communicate, maybe they're using lasers, kind of how our fiber optics work, communicating via light pulses. They could use lasers over these vast distances. So he went back through all of the historical telescope data, not all of it, a small chunk actually of historical telescope data from the recent years, and he's got hundreds of candidates potentially shining lasers at us. Lasers are interesting because they are definitely technological in nature. Nature doesn't tend to look like a laser, but also they're directed, so it means that if we're seeing those flashes, they're pointing them at us there. And where are we in that? Matt, thank you for the gifts. Oh, you uploaded onto your tubes there. Do drop that link in the Discord there, so we can see that one. It's cold and rainy up here in Aberdeen. I'm feeling that. It's probably not as cold as it is over in the States at the minute, though, is it? There, Paul is in. Good to see you. You did. Excellent, mate. I'll have to check that one out after the stream. There, Raf is in there as well. Brad, good evening, sir. Finally back. How are you, Brad? Good to see you. Going to jump over to the tiki-toki. There you are. I can see you now. That's how delayed we are there. Latest in, the government food banks have been diverted to feed Alan. The scheme apparently wasn't justified. It's always justified, and sadly they've taken away the pets that we used to feed Alan, haven't they? So now it's going to be the koalas instead to feed Alan there. Oh, we can see you over there. So, there you are, Brad. See that? And Raf is in the house. How are you doing there? And thank you for the gifts. Let's have a look there. Paul as well, and Maya for the gifts there. Oh, and Brad and Maya for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
There we go. There you go, Alan. You're happy now. Thank you, guys, there. So, yeah, how is everyone's weekend going? We are doing, I said, another extraterrestrial signal hunt today, because the weather is not playing ball, but we are about to get a nice cluster of reasonably close by stars in range, which increases our statistical odds of a detection. It is not just right place, but it is also right time. Is our dish pointing to a star that has a planet that's inhabited by intelligent life there, first of all? Is it even capable? Are there any habitable bodies around these stars that we're looking at? And if so, has life had long enough to develop there? And how rare is life? We don't fully know yet, but we expect it's probably actually going to be quite common. The next factor, I said, is time. Are they at that point in the evolutionary development there where they can send us a signal? And if they can, are they choosing to? Because it is going to be so energy intensive, energy intensive to send those signals. Are they going to be sending them all the time? It's probably quite unlikely. That helps made it over as well. Oh, good, your husband's in the chat. Is that Raf? They're supposed to be minus 8.89 here. Oh my god, that is. And in a southern state, that is too cold. Should not be allowed there. Weather has been shocking. We're blaming the full moon. I mean, I do think there are so many of these sort of celestial events that have more of an effect than we have been led to believe. Katie, is there life on Earth? Well, the question is there intelligent life on Earth? The debate is still very much up there. How are you doing, Katie? You've been so ill. I had no clue what I have had. I think I'd rather death than got me. There honestly has been some awful ones going around at the minute. Sorry to hear you've not been feeling so well there. I blame Alan. He probably didn't wash his hands after the probing, Rachel's in the house. How are you doing there? Maya is off to sick bay. What's your favourite curry? I'm a bit boring with curries. I do like the standard ones there. B, thank you for the gifts there. Appreciate it. All goes back in to the stream. And Maya coming in with the roses. Where is the little thing? So I'll make sure I've not missed anybody out there. B coming in with the roses as well there. I didn't miss that one. Already achieved a goal. Thank you guys for that. All butter chicken. You know what? I don't know the last time I had that one, but I'm very pedestrian, very boring. But I can tell you for a fact, guys, that we have one of the best curry houses here in Warminster. Out of every one I've tried, out of every city I've visited, this one is actually proper good. There. I mean, there's some other good ones, but this one's an interesting one there. And everybody thank Mao when you collect the treasure box there for those coins. But yeah, there's been lots of interesting potential signals. V is back. How are you doing, V? Now, V, we didn't see you in last night, so we all assumed that you were re-watching The Vast of Night there because you loved it so much. Is that what you were up to? Still not feeling too good. Was watching some UFO stuff with the parents. Are they, Rachel, as well? Do they agree? Are they all on board as well? Or are you more convinced than they are there? Because my parents are more, they just don't think about it. They're like, probably life. I don't know. It's not really their cup of tea. I'm trying to introduce them. Go, look there. So I think it's got a countdown, B. So in 2 minutes 12 seconds, you should be able to click on it, I think, and you should be able to do it that way. Absolutely not. It wasn't for you then. Not enough action. There was not enough. I was going to say Tom Hanks, so he's not really an action star. Bruce Willis. There we go. We're picking one there. What was I thinking of? Tom. Who's the Scientology Tom? Can't remember. Tom. God, Top Gun Tom. Cruise. There we go. Tom Cruise. That's who I was thinking of. Damn, I didn't have one. No. Chicken tikka boy. Same. Yeah. Well, people say it's kind of boring, but I think it's just the best, isn't it? There. Are they practically the same there, Raph? Look, we're learning as we're going there. Full moon insomnia. I'd like to blame the moon for mine, but I don't think it is there, because it's just random. It's been about, oh God, how many weeks? It's been over a month now that I have just not been able to get off to sleep for about 6 hours at least. I've even done a couple of all-nighters, and it's taken, don't do that as often at these times there, but I've just given up over the last couple of weeks there. I suppose I'm lucky. Mama is the one who opened my eyes to that. Ah, really? So you actually were introduced that way. Had a little bit of somebody to help you introduce to the subject there. Rio as well, thank you for the rose there. Oh, to the possibility. So you've got long family history of it. I don't, sadly. Alan, walk his time. Alan, come on, it's time to go. He's protesting there. It's awful. I think I had 6 hours all weekend. Oh, it is, and it really does get you, doesn't it? It really, the chronicness of it as well. I mean, people, Leanne sleeps fine. I mean, her sleep isn't good quality, but she gets enough of it there. And if she has a night where it's anywhere near, I don't know, less hours or whatever like that, she is horrendous. And I'm like, that's every night for me. That's every night. It's like dealing with a overtired toddler. She won't mind me saying. Schumann frequency has been really off for about 2 weeks. I've heard a little bit about the Schumann resonance and stuff like that. I kind of get the rough principle of it, but I need to look into it a bit more. Maybe there is a correlation where I'm saying, look, there's no pattern, but that's probably in the observables of the obvious things there. Slightly sweeter. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever tried it. It came up the other day, and I was like, do I fancy it? Do I not? I'll have to try it, Raph. And me and my mum are very into the unknown. My dad is the complete opposite. I hear that a lot. It's interesting, isn't it, when you've got that split within the family there. V as well, thank you for the heart. So, guys, if you're just joining us, we're doing an extraterrestrial radio signal hunt there, like the WOW signal from back in the 1970s. There are anomalous radio signals not coming from this Earth that could be extraterrestrial in nature is what we are looking for, like the film Contact or the recent Apple TV series there, Pluribus, things like that. We're pointing our dish to the sky, hoping to receive a signal not of this Earth there, but it might not just be in radio. The reason that they think that this radio frequency, this channel that we're listening to right now, the reason they think that this is the one of interest there is because it's so useful for our radio science there, for radio astronomy, for learning about the universe, no matter what your communication technology might be. There will always be eyes and ears listening to this frequency there to learn about the universe and what is currently going on. And if our scientists know this, ET scientists would know this as well there if they've got radio technology. So if you want a message to be heard by an unknown reciprocant there, this is the best place to put that message. And again, it's where we've heard those interesting messages before, but there's a few extra advantages for us here. Most notably is the fact that here on Earth there is a treaty that everybody signed saying we won't transmit on this channel. It's one of the very, very few places on the radio dial there where there's not a bit of technology or some sort of communications going on. If everyone's playing by the rules, it's for listening only because it is so useful for those scientific purposes. So it's an interesting one. There, it's nice, clear. We can immediately cancel out, most of the normal things if we do get that signal through. But radio might not be the only way. It definitely has a techno signature, so we're listening out for that very, very broad message there. So an extraterrestrial civilization are reaching out, purposely sending a message to an unknown recipient there. They don't know if anybody else is out there in space. They're just sending the hello message. That is what we want to hear. But for their general communications, they're going about their day-to-day lives, however they may look. Could be in millions of other ways there. It could be still through radio, but it could be, as we mentioned earlier, through light and through lasers. Could be some sort of quantum effect there, could be gravitational wave communication. There are so many weird theories about how they could be, but we can also look for other observables there. We can monitor these distant stars and look for strangeness there. One thing we talked about, wasn't it, at the end of last night's stream, was that we can monitor these distant stars for very, very subtle dips in their light through our telescopes, and certain dips of those lights, if they're periodical, they happen, on a regular basis, there can imply that there's a planet transiting in front of that star that we're monitoring. There's how we can detect, one of the ways we can detect anyway, those exoplanets there, but it's not the only way, and some of those stars are getting their light dimmed by a very, very large amount, so they don't seem to be planets there. So that could be another techno signal there, signature for there. Is your husband over on YouTube? Yes, he is. He is over there. He's waiting for you, talking about curries. If it's electric, magnetic fields, and solar fields, all of that surely affects us. That, I think, makes logical sense there, B. But, science being the mainstream scientific world, they don't... That's a few jumps ahead. For us, it makes logical sense. But for them, they haven't got that evidence chain down there yet. They haven't reached it. And that for them, they think, they think that means it doesn't, but for everybody else, I think with half a brain can actually mean that you've just not got there yet, lads. And I'm going to have a sage and check on the tubes there. Mate, okay, we'll see you over on that one. And hey up, that's me and my daughter. I tune in, but my son is more like Sam. Scooby-Doo, his own shadow. Yeah. So jumpy. I just can't. Which meant I spent many evenings hiding my haunted dolls in his bedroom. That's why he's jumpy, up. That's why he's jumpy, because probably at the age of 3, you were hiding possessed Annabelle dolls in his toy box. That's brilliant. I do like that. Over on the top with my husband. See you there. I'll see you there, Mayor. How you doing, Harko, as well? Right, where are we over on the tubes? Let's catch up. Where are we? Imagine if outside the Matrix hydrofirmament there was our society, and we were all tall greys connected to headsets dreaming of human consciousness in a random past period. It's one of the theories that, broadly speaking, the simulation theory there, but partly just to this general consciousness and how the consciousness might be working. We may be, in a headset, in this three-dimensional world to experience it through this way. It's one of the things that's, it melts your brain. It melts your brain. And this is an arena. Oh, God. It's a battle there, Xena. Oh, I've seen you in now there, Mel. Where are we there? I blame the poltergeist for making dolls creepy. Oh, yeah. They've always been a bit creepy there. Let's have a look. Where are we, Bova? To the tubes. Harker there. Oh, I think so, Rachel. I haven't only just seen that one saying, is your comment getting filtered? I didn't see one above that, so probably have to double check that one. And did anyone else have to search them up? The thing isn't even showing up. Honestly, yeah, it's another. Oh, it's showing on your box. Yeah, it's on your box. Yeah, honestly, we're in the shadows at the minute there. We're not their favourites. People aren't getting notifications or anything there. We are in their bad books talking about the extraterrestrials. Obviously, they don't want us talking about that there. Always down the rabbit hole. It's getting quite cosy down here. Well, dolls aren't even scary, they just want a hug. That is the scariest thing I've ever heard. If a doll came up to me and said, I want a hug. No. They're friendly, doesn't bite. Your son's just petrified there. And B, You don't want to be hanging around with AAP then. It's a surprise every time. I'm worried now, AAP, that you're just going to post me a haunted doll at some random time. Post a photo there. Keep it to photos. We want to see. So yeah, anyway, we are... it's clowns for you. Oh, so we know how to get you back then. But what clown dolls are they allowed to be playing up? I like the sound of that rabbit hole, Xena. I did a vid about someone's haunted doll, and how I would have to... Oh, what's the last bit there? Missing out on that one. I did debate purchasing one for the house, and I thought we could do like a haunted doll watch. Like, I'll set it up in another room. We'll have the camera on it and all the meters around it. We could just sit here watching. But Leanne vetoed having a haunted object in the house there. So no clown dolls out. Might have to post you one. So yeah, guys, if you're just joining us, we are doing a live extraterrestrial radio signal hunt. We are searching the hydrogen line, that's that yellow line on top of the screen there, the channel on the radio dial, where scientists theorise that if ET is out there, this is where they'd put that message, hello, is anybody else out there? It's where we've heard the wow signal, and other very interesting ones in the past there. Zan, how are you doing? Where are you joining us from tonight? Good to have you in there. Send him a doll in a carrier bag. Can you imagine? I'll start doing unboxings on the... and you could get my reaction. That wouldn't be pleasant. But yeah, so we're searching out for those potential extraterrestrial radio signals there. Purposely a civilization, like kind of us right now, not knowing 100% if anybody else is out there, but we speculate that they will be. So we're sending a high-powered radio transmission out there saying, hey, look, we're humans. We're on the third planet from our star there. We're DNA-based life form. Is anybody else out here? And seeing if we get a reply. That's the sort of signal that we are listening out for tonight. Carl is in there. I'm scared of clown and clown dolls too. Clowns not really bothered me, actually. I mean, I can imagine if I was being chased by one, 100% there. But yeah, no, that was one of the few things that didn't there. But anything that just jumps and surprises me is naturally a no there. Carl.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan there. I'd have a heart attack as soon as I opened it. Can you imagine? Where are we there? And a haunted Alan toy. Oh, could you imagine if Alan's haunted? He's already enough trouble. Already. I want to offer a bevy to an Alan. Well, hopefully when we reach the 500 subscribers over there, you'll be able to feed Alan too. Let me have a look over here. Have you heard of Epic Studios? Apparently, a lot of TikTok creators are jumping over there. I haven't heard of them at all. Let's have a look at this one. TV look. Where is? Let's do this. We'll tap here. Oh, event broadcasts. Whatever, I'll have to have a look and check that one out. Whatever we need the discovery. That's the key here. So hope somewhere where it's going to show you to other people there, so you can find the audience there. In Nevada, there is a clown hotel. I bet that's your favourite there, B. Also, up scroll. Okay, I have to check those ones as well. As you saw a clown to be running, got it. If the clown's running, then I'm running. To be fair, if anything's running at me, I'm running off there. Very glitchy. Yeah, well, we're already in their doghouse. I mean, this is the problem. When they start filtering out words like that, which we know they're doing, it just trips you up left, right, and centre. You can't have a normal conversation. If only, Maya. If only they were. Absolute nightmare of a place, sadly. But if you want to find us full screen, so you can see a little bit more of what's going on, but also not have to worry about comments being filtered out at the thing UFO. There you go. Look, that's what it looks like. More analysis going on there, but both the purple and the red one. There, you can join us and say up yours to TikTok. I've seen someone having a full bedroom available. No, not for me. Even if they're just like, the reproduction, they're not all going to be haunted, are they? It's just, I mean, I could probably tolerate dolls by standard, but I don't know. I'd be skeptical. Are they haunted? It's glitchy. Good to know. I'll have to look around. It's Andy as well. Welcome aboard. Thank you for following. Where are you joining us from tonight? The Raggedy Ann ones. My nan had lots and lots of dolls, and she even had like those really realistic baby ones. Eerie. Very eerie. Yeah, I mean, the tubes is not doing too badly for us at the minute there, because TikTok's just got so awful. So that would probably be our default one there. Don't normally notice them having any speech issues as well. Gloucester as well. Well, not too far. You're just up from us. We are down in Wiltshire, the heart of crop circle country. Have you had any strange experiences yourself, Andy, or are you just curious? It's totally fine to be skeptical as well. Creep me out there. Heck no. The 70s and 80s were the era for raggedy dolls. Mine used to have a reborn doll, and it was very creepy. That name does ring a bell. Maybe I've witnessed some of those ones. You're not a fan of those? Doll Watch. That's going to be the next stream we do. The Shire of Wilt. Yeah. The true Kingdom of Wessex here. The true capital of... it's not Windsor. What's the other one? Starts with a W. What's the old capital of England? Is it Windsor? No, it's not Windsor. There's another one. Starts with a W. That's around here. The old capital, pre-London, are there. Dolls that look like actual baby. Really, I think it might be one of the ones my nan had then. That was very, very eerie there. Lucast as well. Welcome aboard. Where are you joining us from tonight? Good to have you in. Guys, if you're new, do say hello. We do something like this every night. So when it's a cloudy sky, we're doing this, the live extraterrestrial radio signal hunt. When it's a clear sky, though, we do a live UFO, UAP, skywatch. There's some footage. And we're based in Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. So we're right in the middle of where all the weird and wonderful things happen. So do give us a follow, and you can join us for those. I'd say you can normally get the notifications when we go live, but TikTok isn't doing that for us at the minute, so you probably have to check us out. At the minute it's 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. on Sundays, but 10 p.m. UK time that we are doing it there. Creepy how realistic dolls look these days, and it's only going to get worse, isn't it, with all the robotics and stuff like that. Just something wrong up a little bit there. Oh, Arizona, love it there, Lucas. Love it. A fantastic skies. Have you ever witnessed anything strange in the night sky there? I've got a couple of regulars your way who have reported some very, very interesting things. Technically I've been to Arizona, so the only two states that I have been to is Nevada and technically Arizona, because you go when you visit the old the Hoover Dam there, you're right on the line, so you can step over. That's about as far into Arizona as I have got there, but would love to go back. Carl as well. I've got a strange doll here as well. I'll have to get a photo and put it up on this. Oh, is it so, Carl as well? What with your abilities and skills there? Do you think that there is some sort of weird shenanigans going on with the doll? Is that why you picked it up there? Marcus, hello. How are you doing? How's the weekend going? Thank you for the heart as well. We need to check on the Starship Allen. We do there, man. Shall we see if it is if it's playing ball at the minute? Let's let it settle down. So what we've got, let's bring ourselves over to here. So this is the Starship Allen. This is where all of our little community hangs out. So when you join our Patreon there, you actually, let me scroll up a bit there so you can see the top of it. When you join the Patreon, even the free tier, you get populated on board, and we can watch you get on with your little Starship tasks like an ant farm of people. V's in sick bay there. Where is everyone? There. B's on the bridge. A-Up is also on the bridge. Oh, Alan is in the probing room. Alan with Marcus, you're in the probing room there with Alan. And who else is in the probing room there? Andrew and Otis is in the probing room. What's all going on at the minute? Can watch you guys for hours there. Where's Rob's on the cargo bay there. Jane is in the cargo bay as well. You know what I can't see? Where's Kate? I normally always see Kate. Oh, she's in the sensor. Oh, up there. There you go. Causing havoc, no doubt. There. So let's go back to the mainstream for the second. But yeah, that is the Starship Alan. Where are we? Good evening, Marcus. Working the usual sick bay there with Maya. Alan's normally in that room. Yeah, it's his favourite room. Oh, Brad, well, I have to bring it up again and have a check where you are there. You don't have your licence and you're on the bridge there, B. Kate is way up top. Thank you for spotting that. Probing on a Sunday night. Well, what else is there to do? There, Lee Scott is in the house. How are you? There as well. Oh, Winchester, that's the one there. Zena, that's what I was thinking of. Wessex and Wizard, yeah. Dole Watch, that's got to be one to do, isn't it? Dole Watch. What's that? A typical minute might end up being 45 seconds. What's that for? The squids are potentially extraterrestrial there. Is that... Cat in the Hat, there we go. My eyes couldn't see your name there. Well, so there are a number of species in there. So I think it's octopus was one of the ones, but fungus as well, and viruses. These are some of the things that are so strange that they, there's an argument to be made that maybe they are extraterrestrial in nature, which is very, very interesting to think that it could be possible. Viruses are very, very strange indeed. They are... Bloody thing, go away. Yeah, they're so strange, but evolutionary responsible for a lot of our development there. And focus on the space station, see if you can hear them talking. If only we could. They're not over us at the minute, so it's actually moved very, very quickly, so you don't get much time to do it. But it is on our list of one of the things to do at some point, is to tune into them, because, yeah, if you can message them, if you've got your CB radio license, their ham radio, when they're going over, and if they feel like it and they're about, they sometimes reply to you. But yeah, they're only over the head for about 10 minutes at a time. And where are we? How you doing, Noddy, as well? Good to see you there. And no Last of Us manifestations. I mean... We are, I think, we're too complex, aren't they, at the minute, for those viruses to be a worry at the minute, But there is somebody, I was just going to say mad scientist, but these days they're just funded by the government anyway, working on horrible stuff like that there. The Black Pyramid. Oh, is that the one in Alaska, Rachel? I've heard a little bit about it. Nothing more really than that there's meant to be this Black Pyramid underground in Alaska. There. And David81, welcome aboard. Where are you joining us from tonight? Good to have you in there. Nobody as well. Thank you. Oh, sorry, nobody. Keep saying nobody. Noddy. Thank you for the rose. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. Laura Lass is in the house. Thank you for the gift there. So yeah, we are doing an extraterrestrial radio signal hunt tonight there. We are searching the hydrogen line, that's the yellow line on top of the screen, and the frequency or channel on the radio dial that scientists theorise that if ET is out there, this is where they would purposely put that message, hello, is anybody else out there, because it is so monitored for those scientific purposes, and their scientists would do the same. There is where we've heard those interesting signals before, like the whale signal, but not just that, some interesting ones from our closest stellar neighbour there, Proxima Centauri, not too far away. Wouldn't want to walk it, but still not far in space terms. Potentially sending us those interesting signals there. And V.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding, Alan. And yeah, the one deep underground, apparently, we work along with ET. There's a few stories, isn't there, that we work with, or not necessarily for, but there is at least some sort of working with them to some degree in certain areas. I've heard various versions of that. I don't know what I make of it, but it's definitely things we've heard. Definitely possible there. I'm going to ask her permission, then I'll get a photo of her. Good to be on the safer side there, Carl. What sort of experiences have you? Where did you get it from? As I'd love to hear about those ones. Where are we? Oh, I'm a scuba diver and seen weird squid and octopuses there. The Pacific giant octopus. The fact that it's a giant just makes me shudder there. Fantastic creatures, but I wouldn't the depths, that just would scare the hell out of me. That is so fantastic there. So scuba dive, like that is what. If you've seen any other weird things down there as well, down in the depths there, but they are just so. I can't say the A word, so we're saying extraterrestrial at the minute, because they're so extraterrestrial in nature, aren't they? They are so strange there. Apparently there is like an evolutionary, you can match them up to like a really, really far back on the same evolutionary sort of chart there, but they do say that potentially it's a case of panspermia, maybe they were deposited here. You know, which again, panspermia does probably play out. But what's really interesting is that as far as they know, to the understanding of sort of genetics, and they can trace these things back, all life that we have discovered is all of the same genus. It's all coming from that same initial point. But interesting thing here is that that initial point doesn't seem to have been on Earth, where the case of abiogenesis, life starting independently from nothing there. We're looking at how many steps back that is, and some scientists recently actually did all the maths. They had a look and went, right, how much time does each one of these steps through evolution take, and therefore let's top them all up, and how long in total will it take, and do we estimate for life to start from zero? Well, it was about 2 billion years too long. We haven't had the life Earth being that stable for enough time for life to have started from nothing from here, which is crazy, but it's perfectly timed for Mars. And maybe we got sneezed over here at a different time. I think panspermia is probably very, very active up there. We can't say the A word. Yeah, so I'm changing from the A word to extraterrestrials. I think because in the US, it's politically being, for a different reason. So over on the talks there, we're changing it. I'm just as a test there. What a prize for a paranormal. That is totally right. You couldn't get better, could you, Carl? Like 10 points to whoever did that quiz there. And V coming in with the hashtags there. And Santi, how are you doing there? And Andinopolis Masson. Oh, TV. Whereabouts is that there? And Andinopolis. I don't even know. Is that sounds very exotic there, but welcome aboard. Good to have you in there. Have you ever seen anything strange in the night sky there? How do you feel about the UFO, the extraterrestrial or non-human intelligence phenomena there? See, I'm struggling not saying the A word. Let's have a look there. You're right, we are over there. Well, technically triple streaming, Mayor. So we're on the purple one as well as that one and TikTok's there. So can you point your setup at the space station? It would be interesting to hear what they talk about. Cat in the hat there. In theory, we can. We can't with the dish that we've got attached at the minute. And also it has to be when the space station is over, because it orbits so fast. It's actually only over top for about 10 minutes, but you've also got to get the alignment because it kind of does different loops. You only get it for like a few passes a day over your area. We've seen it visually quite a few times. So we do a UFO UAP skywatch when the skies are clear enough, and you can see all the movement and the cool things flying around up there. And when the old ISS does go over on those, it's incredible. It's so big and so bright and so fast, but it's moving so quickly there. But we'd have to change our antennae, because actually our equipment is now purposely designed just for this tight signal range that we can see at the top of the screen. Where's my cursor? Around this frequency. All of our stuff is tuned and adjusted to pick up signals around this range here, because that is where on the radio dial there, that's where we think ET would be. But we are looking at some point to do the ISS. Probably be over the summer, I think. I need to get some practice in. Looked quickly then and thought that said Uber driver. Absolutely genius. They are so smart as well there, aren't they? There, and they will play with you. I always bring them shiny toys. They love it. It's like I love them. I don't want to be too near one necessarily, like out in the water. But I think they are amazing, amazing creatures. They're so smart. And they think that, a lot of the places that are going to be suitable for life out around all these planets, as we're looking at ice worlds, they don't necessarily have to be in the habitable zone there. They can be these ice shell planets there. As long as they've got the internal dynamics of the planet there to keep it warm, life could develop in those oceans where we think it might have been around here as well. But if they've got no land, if they've got no place to to evolve land and then, basically create fire and technology, then they're unlikely to ever going to get technologically advanced. They might be like super intelligent like dolphins and things, but they might not ever get to that technological level there. It is, well, for me trying to say it because I'm on the talks. Sorry, beautiful blue and white, something zoomed by my house in British Columbia, and if I was blinking I would have missed it, but I remember it was beautiful there. Oh, what sort of, describe it, what sort of shape? That is blue and white as well. I mean, you know it, don't you? When you see something strange, something that doesn't fit aircraft movements, satellite movements, it's like you just see it, don't you? And it's like, and beautiful is an interesting word to describe it, because a lot of people have these experiences, and just it kind of touches something deep and intuitive within us there. And let's have a look here. Dodo, hello, thank you for the gifts there as well. Blue Nose as well, good to see you in, and gifts as well, and V for coming in with the roses. Thank you guys. Ben as well, just catching up a bit over on the top. Let's see where I am in the chat there. And evening, Dodo there, and Blue Nose. I just posted a photo on the personal experiences section. I'll have a look at that. And guys, if you want to check what we're talking about there, over on there, we've got a link in our bio. You can join up over there. And I'll be posting soon as well the vote for our next movie club, what they are going to be. We're probably going to include a few YouTube options as well. So that might open it up to people that haven't been able to see the films in the past there. So we'll be starting that vote hopefully tomorrow for the end of February, when we're going to watch that together. But the next deep dive over on the Patreon, posted that today, so it's scheduled for this Friday coming. We're going to do the Condon Report Part 2 there. So this time we're going to be looking at the case studies that they actually studied for this report, and this was like a really, really early report, independent report for the US Air Force into the UFO, UAP phenomena. So it's going to be an interesting one. You don't have to have read the first part, but if you do want to watch it back, the video is up there over on the Patreon for that one. But yeah, do join us for that deep dive, and you use the link. It's free for a month there. And Luke asked her, who do you know ET? How do you know ET uses this frequency? Was something heard on it before? That's such a good question then, Lou. So there's a couple of reasons why. So firstly, it's basically scientists think that this one is the channel of all of the frequencies there, because there are thousands of radio frequencies or channels basically on the dial there, where you can send a message. Why this frequency? Well, scientists think it's most likely going to be this frequency because it's called the hydrogen line. It's the frequency that hydrogen naturally emits a radio signal out there in space, and because that's the most abundant element, what that means is that this frequency is really useful for radio astronomy to learn about our galaxy. There, it's like a really good baseline, so we can then kind of like do all of the other science around it, and it's so useful for those purposes that we're not actually allowed to transmit on it. It's an international treaty that this one part of the radio spectrum, nobody's allowed to send, build equipment that broadcasts on it basically, because it then messes up all of the scientists that want to listen here. And the theory is that our scientists know this. If ET has radio technology, then they would know this too, and they'd be doing the same thing. So no matter what your technology might be for communication, maybe you're far more advanced for your actual, person-to-person communication to use radio, maybe using some sort of quantum property for that, but there'll always be eyes and ears monitoring this one. So if you want to get a message heard there, this is the place that we think to put it, most likely to put it there. And we are listening out for that purposeful message from an extraterrestrial civilization there saying, hello, is anybody else out there? And so the second part, yes, there has been a number of interesting signals detected on this frequency. Again, it's right where we would expect it, and these signals look exactly like what we would expect an extraterrestrial signal to look like. There you had the WOW signal, was the most well-known one back in the late 1970s there, but there have been quite a few more. You've got the weird signal, which was the mid-2000s from a local red dwarf star called Ross 128, which we know has planets, super Earths in its habitable zone. Now you had a SETI that was a SETI signal that was detected via SETI, again in the early 2000s with the SETI Our Home project. You've got recent ones coming from close by stars as well, like Proxima Centauri, all right here where we'd expect it, looking like we would expect that. Kate, how are you doing? Good to see you in there. Rio, thank you for the rose. That's a brilliant question there, Lou. And then early one, yes, Sundays, I do try to. I've been failing, but Sundays I try to do a little bit earlier. But normally we are 10 till midnight-ish UK time at the moment. I'm sure that'll change again, especially as we get into like April time. I think we might end up, as it's starting to get darker later, we might be able to get that early part of the dark time where we can still see those things in low Earth orbit there, because the sun has not gone fully around today. What's that, V? You want a Vast of Night double bill for our next movie club because you loved it so much. Degrunging the ferals. That's a phrase. All sorts of brilliant imagery comes up there. And no worries, Kate. We're on a little bit early as well. So there. Thank you, Lou, for asking brilliant questions. And guys, if you do have any questions, whether it's about stuff you've heard in the news, about what we're doing here, how it all works, maybe it's a sighting or experience that you've had, no silly questions here at all. We'd love to hear them. And 9 times out of 10, I don't know the answer, but somebody in the chat will, and then we all get to learn together. DJ is in the house as well. Was that V? No, you couldn't possibly wait a whole month to watch The Vast of Night again. Well, I'll get you a copy on DVD and we'll send it over. Maybe that's what we'll change this streaming channel. We won't do any of the signal hunts or the UFO streams now. We're just going to replay The Vast of Night, and we're all going to watch it in silence there. It's brilliant, Kate. It wasn't fast paced enough for V. There was no Bruce Willis. It very much upset V, which was worth it in some senses. Where are we? Over on the tubes there. No shape, no shape seen, but the blue was so beautiful it couldn't be either. Oh, I love that one, Catnet. I love that one. Was it a daytime sighting then, or was it like a nighttime and it was illuminated blue? Never going to get over the name there. It's the Condon report there, so not to be confused with the Condine report, which was a British report into the UFO subject there. I wish we could word it, but I know every time I just can't not say N and M. It's just too close together. For it there. And the prophetics report coming to you soon there. Oh, prophylactics report there. Yeah. Very good there, Kat. Very good. You're going to fit in very well here. And Rob's in the house there. We saw I can't say the A word now, the internet, but we saw an extraterrestrial from the chop of the day making strange gestures as we hovered above, and the craft was emitting a blue light, and we had text that spelled the word police. Strange blue light there. Good to see you, Rob. How's your weekend been? So, Kate, yeah, you're going to have to catch up and watch the film. Or maybe you and V can hold your own movie club with it, because V will want to watch it again. Can't decide if that's the best flavour of Mountain Dew or the worst. I think I'm going with best. Purple Thunder. What a name there. You need Kate to watch it to see if somebody else is on your side with it. Anyway, guys, we are doing an extraterrestrial radio signal hunt tonight. We are searching the hydrogen line. That's that yellow line on top of the screen. It's the channel on the radio dial where scientists theorise we are most likely to hear a message from ET should they be out there sending a signal. Now, we've got a fantastic collection of close-by stars in range, and because they're closer, that means statistically we have a higher chance of detecting a signal because there's not too much distance, so we don't need as much power to hear those signals. They might be louder and more detectable, basically. We've got Sirius there, which is 8.6 light years, a long history in the UFO world of sending us beings, potentially. Lots of lore there, so it would make sense that if we're getting visitors from there, that those people are also sending signals too. Then Adara at 430 light years, Mirzam at 500 light years, and Weezen at 1800. So a good collection of stars in range there, so do let us know if something comes up on the screen and we miss it there. It just wasn't fast paced enough there. It's one of those slower films that's very, very slow. And it kind of builds you all up to the end. Where are we there? Oh, you guys can. You guys over on the tubes. You're more than fine. I can't because I'm also on the TikToks as well. This is going out there. They're insane for words, flagging words, and putting you in prison basically for saying all of the words. So the A word is one I'm testing to see if we get a better response without using it there. I'm sure they will soon. At the minute, it's not the tubes. It's more the tox for that one. Honestly, over on TikTok, Rob, it's like that now. There are so many words that you use in regular parlance. Like our lot are always getting flagged and having their comments filtered, and they're just like hello to people. You know, it is so insane. Oh, Maya, that's a good point there. Alan's. I bet the AI will pick that up as well there. Take it you didn't like Phone Booth either. You know what? I don't think I've ever seen it. I know the one you're on about there, Kate. But maybe we'll have to add that to our movie club list there. Can't wait watching the slower film. It's the TikTok brain, you guys. Come on, fight against it there. Carl as well. Thank you for the heart. We doing silent lives? Probably, Rob. Some of them, I kind of gave up trying to, but I thought I'd just test this one word to see if that's playing. But we'll probably be back to normal tomorrow. Is it one of those movies where the trailer had all the entire movie? I don't think it kind of gave it all away, but I just think it was really, it's building up the tension. I think the way I describe it is that it's like a detailed snapshot of the event, the story, whereas a lot of bigger films are, they're over a much longer period of time. You're darting between multiple characters and multiple storylines crossing. This was basically just like a snapshot of an hour and a half, so it's kind of a real-time event that happened. It's a story, it's a fictional story, but the idea is just a straight hour and a half of the events of this small American town, UFO related there, and you're basically following the same characters through this hour and a half in real time to the end. There's no dipping out and 2 months later or checking on Billy and Bob and what their storyline's doing. Where are we? But actually, offensive comments don't get filled. Oh, Laura, 100%. It's just totally sideways. And it's one train it. No, I don't know. Do a snooze fest. I mean, that's an idea. Silent lives can talk telepathically. Yeah, there we go. Look, we're doing the telepathic live stream now. It has, Rob. Hopefully, not for too much longer. It's Where are we as well? No, we are up to a date there. The chat was insane. Yeah, I thought that was the most sideways our chat had ever gone on movie night, which is saying something. These Allens, they're getting up to it. Should we quickly pop over to the Starship Allen so we see what all of you guys are getting up to on board? Where for you guys to shuffle around. For some reason it pauses every time I come away from the tab. So there we go. Right, so this is the Starship Allen there. Where is everyone? What are you all up to? Alan is in his ready room there, just off of the bridge. I can't see. Where's... B is... Oh, I can't even read that one. There is that the computer core there. Brad is in sick bay. If he is in the science labs. Alan, yeah, still there. Kate is in security. You've been apprehended, Aren, with Marcus. Rob, where Rob? Rob, you're in the Chicago Bay. And Carl is in the engine room. I'm sure all of you are up to no good. If you do want to join the Starship Allen here, a little ant farm of all of you guys, you just join over on the Patreon there. Even the free tier will get you in there as well. So we can check up on you guys periodically throughout the stream. Chat's the favourite part of movie night. It's its whole other event, isn't it? There, your insecurity. Yeah, you're locked away, Kate, for safer reasons. There, when you say on board the Allen spaceship, I get nervous, and rightly so. We know what Alan's like, Starship Allen. There, switching off the systems. That's why you're in security, Kate. I was showing my daughter some of the photos of the misbehaving Allens. Oh. That I bet If she's not on board with it already, I've been foiled again. There, Kate. And do we all still remember Piano Reeves for a few? Oh my God, Piano Reeves! some of those were brilliant. On the mess away up, and smelling the engine oil car. Well, when Alan's not in the programme room, we're all going to get our kicks somehow there. He's mainly in the programme room, though. He has to have a break every now and again, though. So I agree. What you thought? My telepathic streams. Oh, is it not coming up on your end? I'll have to have a look there. May I have fallen off the deck part in there? You've been sucked out into outer space. If we were using telepathy, I better take my tinfoil hat off. It's a good point. The voices can't get in. What were some of the others? Wasn't there something about being in bed with someone? It was some of those ones were absolutely hilarious. Those spell typos there. Autocorrects, there we go, get the word out. Andre Notice, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? Thank you for the heart. And I see the tapping away, guys, as well. Appreciate that. All of the likes and shares helps us get more and more friends there, gets more exposure, so we can all piece this puzzle together. You're on the party deck. This is why we don't have a holosuite in there, Maya. God knows what you guys would get up to. What's the a week ahead look like? Let's have a look forward. Let's do the weather report. Okay, right. No, that's now. And it's cloudy. Yep, okay, I thought that was a positive sign. Monday? No. Tuesday? No. Wednesday? Mostly cloudy, light rain showers, probably a no. Thursday? No. Friday? Ooh. Clear spells Friday night at the minute. It's quite far away, so I don't know if it'll stay that way, but there's a potential. There is a potential there. That's the only date that we might get. Clear enough sky for a skywatcher there. Figures there's no filtered comments yet. Not yet. There should be. A few people's haven't been shown. Maybe it's just not been on. I fell asleep during the movie because it was so exciting and riveting. Are you in the same camp as V then? Was it a bit slow for you? Yeah, probably the same forecast as Scotland. I imagine you probably have it worse. Could well be that. Somebody type something questionable and see if it pops up in the filtered comments. V, say hello to someone. That'll come up. Hey up as well. Thank you for the hearts there. And I used to watch the TV series UFO back in the day. Always thought having 3 one-shot missile interceptors was pointless. Ticker's one of our lot is he's always talking about UFO. That was a classic. Oh my God, so much rain there. It has been non-stop, just absolutely non-stop. Me, as a person that has to go outside for one of my favourite hobbies, is not good. It's not good. I don't have any shelter outside. It could have been an episode of half an hour. So you and Andrea there and V, they weren't a fan of the last movie club, but we're going to say that one. Oh God, it's really ridiculous, isn't it, Rachel? Like, I don't know why I'm getting mad at the weather. It'll do what it wants to do, and it is winter, but I'm so frustrated by it. So frustrated there. Since October, it feels like it. 4 UFOs, and they were screwed. You could have got 3 shots. We were going to do Independence Day, weren't we? But we put it on the list, didn't we? It won, and then I think was it the day before we realised that they'd actually taken it off of Netflix or whatever. So we'll check if it's back on. But I think in this month I'm going to add a few freely available films that are on YouTube there. So I think, what's the Mars one? Capricorn 1 or something like that, or is it something like that? Capricorn Report or something like that. It's something like that. I think we'll probably put on there, and maybe like an old school The Day the Earth Stood Still, along with one of the others. Oh, I couldn't get it. I missed the movement. Oh, Carl. Well, I mean, if V and Andrea to go by, you didn't miss much. I, on the other hand, think it's a brilliant film. When it comes to it, you don't want to mess with my weather. Well, that's the thing. Even if we could control the weather, we probably goddamn shouldn't. Tell the people at Harp that. Yeah, Rob, you weren't a fan as well. Oh, V, there's a group of you. There's a group of you who weren't a fan of that one. And May there, I love the movie ESP, when Alan ran over the monsters. I haven't seen it. A vast waste of time there. Oh, very good. I like that film. It's one of my favourites there. All you kids these days with your TikTok brains, you need your attention like that. And District 9 is good. Oh, yes, you know what? I always forget that that's an Alan film there, an extraterrestrial one. We'll see if that one's available. That could be a good shout to vote for a movie club there. Definitely. Oh, it's on Disney Plus. Okay, all right. Well, I think I'll put Disney Plus. We'll see if that one gets the vote then. Maybe we can put that one on there. I was just going to say I haven't seen District 9 in ages. I think I probably watched it the once when it was like roughly out. Interesting in the procreating. If I have aliens there, that was a bit. That's probably what it was. You were all distracted by that. You missed some integral plot points, and you would have would have absolutely loved it there. Space Academy, I still haven't got around to watching that, but that was a YouTube button, wasn't it? So we could probably put that on. And the original TV series V. We did start listing some classic extraterrestrial themed TV shows, but I don't get the time for series these days. But it has been mentioned a few times, the V. I think I caught the remake, a few episodes of that years ago, because even now it's probably the remake's probably 20 years old. V is great there. Yep. Yeah, a few people have mentioned V. And these can't be spoilers because I don't actually know the plot, but is the plot roughly benevolent aliens are here working with us, but turns out not so benevolent. Really, there's a nasty plan to wipe us out, and probably through infertility or something. Is that the gist? Fingers in your ears if that is a spoiler. I'm going to pop off for the night. I'm going to try and see if I can eat some. Oh, good luck, Rachel. I hope you do start to feel better soon. Okay. Because I've not seen it, so if I've guessed the plot without ever seeing it, I might not need to. Didn't we do Invasion of the Body Snatchers the other week? Or the other month there? Oh, we do hope you feel better. Alan too. Oh, perfect. How did I guess it without ever seeing it? It tastes like America. I can't believe I just made that statement. But it does literally taste like America, that can of high E numbers Mountain Dew there. Button Moon and the Clangers. I've got Button Moon on DVD, actually. I'll spare you. My impulse there was to sing the theme tune. I will spare you that. Let's watch Doctor Who. I like the Matt Smith ones of Doctor Who. Wasn't a fan before, not a fan after. Why the territory's not full? Oh, come on. Only the Matt Smith ones. I done Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was as good as I was expecting it, because it's one of the classics. I expected it to be a little bit better. Can't forget about Alan. It does taste like America. A can of freedom there, Kate. No, not Doctor Who. I'm literally sat here singing Button Moon. I part of me does want to there. Hey, we achieved a goal there. Thank you guys for that. Who was that? Is that A up there? And Andrea as well, and Carl. Thank you guys for that one. All goes back into the stream. Agent X is in the house. How you doing, sir? And, oh, no, not Doctor Who. Yeah, I'm Matt Smith. I was on board. Good stories, good Doctor. The rest of it's never got to me there. And John Pertwee was your favourite, and David Tennant there. The missus likes David Tennant. Not for me there. Paul is in the house. So yeah, we're doing an alien radio signal hunt tonight. Damn it, I've said the A word. We're doing an extraterrestrial radio signal hunt tonight. We are searching the hydrogen line. That is that yellow line on top of the screen there. The channel on the radio dial where scientists theorise we are most likely to hear a message from ET. Should they be out there, and should they be sending us signals there? Colin Baker was the best Doctor Who. He's either on with a scarf. That's about as far as I would probably know. One of the podcasts I manage is the Doctor Who podcast. There was a period of time when I knew a little bit more about it from doing that, but a long time ago. Ah, yes. I always used to, every time I would have to stay in like a travel lodge, they have these runners across the end of the beds where your feet go. And basically they just look like a very, very long stripy scarf. They're just like an extra layer, I suppose, if people get on the bed with their shoes. It protects them like that. So you chuck this thing off, and it always, to me, it looks like, you know, it's like Doctor Who's been in here and left his scarf behind. The Allen signal hunt. Every time I'd have that joke in my head, oh, Doctor Who's been in here, and laugh to myself quietly. Obviously, I was going mad. There was a lot of travelling back then, forgive me. But yeah, we're doing an extraterrestrial radio signal hunt today. So if you've heard of the WOW signal there, if you've watched the film Contact or the Apple TV series Pluribus, anything like that, that's what we're doing there. We've got a big dish. We're pointing it up to the night sky there. And as the Earth rotates, it's going to be passing over a number of stars. Hopefully one of them is going to have a planet that's inhabited by intelligent life and will be sending us a signal. If it is, then we should see it nice and clearly on the screen there, just like the WOW signal back in the 1970s. We are looking for a clearly technical signal and not coming from this Earth. They're very rare, but they're getting less rare. These anomalous detections are increasing over the years. In fact, recently we've had some very interesting signals, potentially from our closest stellar neighbour there, Proxima Centauri. And at the minute, we do have a very close by star in range of our dish. It's Sirius there, the dog star, only at 8.6 light years, so it's a few houses down in space terms. So our odds of detecting a good signal are quite high whilst those closer by stars are in range, because those signals do not need the same energy, the same power to travel those distances. But yeah, if you're new here, do say hello, let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you there. But do give us a follow, because we do this basically every night. If it's a clear sky though, we do a live UFO UAP skywatcher. We are based in Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So we tend to see some fantastic things in the night sky here, and if the moon is up full, as it is at the minute, because it's the early part of the month, we do a moon stream. That's what that looks like. Let's talk about all the weird and wonderful things seen on, off and around the moon. But yeah, it's something UFO or extraterrestrial related pretty much every night. And Agent X, thank you for the heart. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. Always wondered why they had that runner. I said Doctor Who was the last person in that room. There we go. That's a joke now. You can tell people that one. Send your daily heart, Miz. Is that a thing? A daily heart, me? I don't use TikTok, do I? The other way around. I've no idea how it works. I need you guys to tell me. And will it filter me if I start talking about... Oh, it doesn't look like it there, Kate. Looks like that one came through. Peter Davis is nice too. Oh, yes. I'm just a Matt Swift guy when it comes to a Doctor Who there. I met Tom Baker as... mad as a box of frogs there. And what's that Mountain Dew? Did Alan put something in it? It is a special edition Purple Thunder. It's the American ones that have all the bad E numbers in it there. But it tastes like freedom, guys. It's delicious. There. Coming with the hashtags there. I've met a few Doctor Who crew. Oh! That's cool. Where did you meet them? Were they on like location or something? Okay. Every single time I've mentioned it's filled me every time, but not now. There, I think it's grape, and looks like grape and raspberries on there. But whether that's accurate, it tastes like the American grape, because the American grape is very different to our grape. Does it say? No, it just says berry plum. Oh, I can't see any plums on the can. Sure. Oh, Comic Con. Ah, makes sense there. As a guest too. Oh, that's cool. No, not at the minute. I think everywhere is though at the minute. This is the thing. Everywhere. He's looking ridiculous there. Dr. Pepper Vanilla Float. Yes, that's a nice little one there. Oh, what type of is that? I'm trying to think if I know that one. I never tried grape anything. No, is that to do with the other stuff there? You're not allowed it. The American grape stuff's quite nice. Ollie's letting you say all of that, Kate. That makes a change. I actually think Sam is working with ET and receiving instructions via the headphones to lead us into a false sense of security there. Probing's cool. What's that? That's it. What do they call it? I'm a psyop. I'm a government plant. They're paying me vast amounts of money to actually, lie to you guys about the UFO phenomena. Stacks on stacks. If they offered, I would. Sorry, guys. Carrie Fisher as well, and a few members of Farscape. Oh, Carrie Fisher would be a cool one there. And Jolly, thank you for the heart there. Maybe making you a mod, Kate, as fixed the balance in the Force. That's possibly what it is there. Alan can't. Yes, two full of E numbers for Alan. But guys, yeah, we are still doing a extraterrestrial radio signal hunt here, searching the hydrogen line, listening out for messages from ET. It's a very particular type of message. We are listening, not just ET talking to ET there, not their interstellar Amazon or Deliveroo orders, anything like that. No, we are listening out for them as a species, messaging an unknown recipient just sending that message out into the vastness of space, saying, hello, is anybody else out there? Like the signal that we sent in the early 1970s there, just to see if there is anybody else out there to say hello to. Conspiracy theories. A new cult there. Alan's Club. Yeah. Oh, Alan's well down for that. Maybe the top fix yourself. We can hope, Kate, but probably not. New members of Gotham and X-Men. Oh, that's pretty cool. What's the bald one from X-Men? Is it Patrick Stewart that played him? And Jolly as well, thank you for the roses. All goes back in. DJ's back. There. And Neon, good to see you there. Have you ever seen a real UFO at IRL one nighttime sky? So, yes, definitely the unidentified. Not as often as you think. So, when we're doing our sky watches, when the weather's better, we've seen plenty of strange things up there, like weird flashing, things that, don't respond like satellites or anything else. And it's very interesting, but I hadn't for a while actually seen anything like with the naked eye out there, and it's something very different about being in the room watching on the screens here, being detached like that from being out there. But one night I was setting the camera up, and it wasn't quite dark yet. I was getting it ready. It was going to go dark in the next half an hour or so, and I look up, and this big bright light is flying across the sky, and I look up and go, oh look, the International Space Station's going over again. That's big and bright and fast like that. And then I went, wait a minute, it's still light out. I can't see any other stars at all. I can't see anything, it's still too light for that. And then as I looked at it, it went, or appeared anyway, to go under the clouds. Not above the clouds, which is where the space station is. It went under the clouds. So I got an awful video of it very quickly with my phone. But I now totally appreciate why everybody else, when you see all this UFO footage from individuals, is so rubbish, because I did exactly the same thing there, which was I'm watching it myself and not watching where I'm pointing the phone really, and absolutely awful footage. It is on our main TikTok page, that little clip, but yeah, I've seen that one. And then there was a recent-ish incident last time we went and did it on location live up on the INH Hill Forts locally, and I don't know, was it a trick of the light, an optical illusion or something, but it looked like there was a very bright light on the top of the hill with us. And these hill forts, they're very flat and they're very barren, basically. There's nothing else up there, and they're the highest things around in this part of Wiltshire. So when you're up there, you've got a really great view of everything, like no trees or anything to block your view. And I kept seeing this white light kind of coming and being for a while, and as if it was coming towards us on top of from the other side of the hillfall. I first thought it was a dog walker with like a really big, powerful sort of xeon LED headlamp or something like that, and it kind of changed height a little bit, and sometimes it would be still, but it always seemed to be coming towards us. I'd point the camera over there, and I could see the bright light, but it was too bright to get any details. And you can see sort of roads on the other side of the hillside. You can sometimes see the car headlights coming towards you, and it was just nothing like anything like that. And it wasn't on all of the time or anything. It was really weird. So I don't know if it was an optical illusion or if it was some sort of orb or something up there with us. But I could totally see how people do get freaked out. I'll say something you can't repeat on the talk. Oh yeah, no, I definitely couldn't on the top there. But yeah, we've seen some anomalous things flying on the skywatches in particular. Some very, very interesting things there. Imagine having a Galaxy-class starship there available, voice-operated from your bridge. What would you do first? I'd go visit all of the planets, I think. Do you think you will get abducted from them? You know, I'm not massive... It's not something I lay awake over, but when you are up there, kind of like on your own or in a small group, and then you do start to see something anomalous, you do start to feel quite vulnerable. That's all I'm saying. And then I wait for the plastic bag memes to come in for that one. There are we, TikTokers. Greg, how are you doing there? E.T. sees us, but rather by the latest intergalactic phones, yeah. Patrick Stewart. Oh yes, it was that. I may meet. Not sure yet. Is he from Bradford? That's pretty cool. Have you seen the Star Trek pilot, the Next Generation? Yeah, it was Next Generation pilot. There initially, old Patrick Stewart's character there was going to have a wig on. It's just not right. It's not right at all. Have you seen those pictures from that? Type it. No, I still get banned. I'd have to go over to the purple one for that, or probably. If abducted, most don't remember. They don't, do they? A lot of the time, unless they do the old hypnotic regression there. I do wonder. I mean, I don't think I have been abducted or anything like that. I've got no other little side indicators there, but yeah, it doesn't necessarily sound like a pleasant experience. Some people actually think it's really awesome, but yeah, I wouldn't be a fan there. That sounds like what I caught. So in well, so the movie really. So I can't. I can't put my finger on what it could be. It doesn't really fit because over that way there's not many roads or anything like that. There are some big like lights to illuminate. It's a military base over there, actually, ironically, in that direction. So yeah, it just didn't kind of fit like with that. So we're going to take the infrared goggles that we've got, or the night vision goggles. So hopefully, if that happens again, then we can do it there. I think it sounds about right. Leanne's into all the Star Treks and stuff like that. The carrier bag stickers. Oh yes. Oh, that's over on there. That's the only place you can get them now. On the purple one there. Oh, stamp check there, Andrea. Let's have a look. Where are you? Luckily, under the A's, that's on top. I don't have to mess around. Oh, Agent X's passport here. Didn't we send you one, Andrea? Didn't you complete it first? So I can't see your passport here. I swear you completed your passport. You're pulling my leg. Or have I actually lost your passport? I don't know how I would. I have to double check on that one. Oh, it's for everyone else. That's why. I've been asked to test hypnotic regression out. Someone teaches self-regression. Oh, okay, that could be an interesting experiment there. And if they don't remember, would that probably possibly signify a traumatic experience. Well, the one I do hear that they mostly are. I mean, I don't think they bring them up there, do they, for anything particularly pleasant. But guys, if you are joining us, we are doing a live extraterrestrial radio signal hunt here. So if you've seen the film Contact or the Apple TV series Pluribus are there, anything like that, then that is what we are doing tonight there. We've got a very large radio telescope that's pointing at the night sky, and as the Earth rotates, it sweeps across the night sky, passing over various stars. Hopefully one of them is going to have a planet that's inhabited in orbit there, sending us a signal, and if it does, you might see it here on the screen. But in the meantime, do let us know where you're all joining us from there as well. How do you feel about the alien phenomena? Love to hear about your personal experiences too there, but also give us a follow, because we do something like this every night. If it's a clear sky though, we do a UFO UAP skywatch. That's what it looks like. If it's cloudy like tonight, we do the signal hunt there, the SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, or if the moon's up full, we do a moon watch, and that's what that looks like. And hopefully you'll get a notification when we're on board there. And Andre, I noticed, thank you for the gifts there, appreciate it. All goes back into the stream. Bad enough to block it out. They do, most of them do sound like that. Even if it's not that the extraterrestrials have nefarious intents, it's just a very traumatic experience. I think just being prodded and probed, Alan, there. And new missions to the moon there. I bet you £1 to a penny. We get no high resolution images from the dark side. They should have good resolution images already. We have so many orbiters, and other countries have orbiters of that, orbiting the moon there. So there shouldn't be this issue nowadays of the dark side, especially because it's not always dark, is it? There are lots of times when it points to the sun, so there should be plenty of images. There isn't really an excuse anyway there. And yeah, Alan, yeah, Kate's calling you out there of your probing activity there. I remember that with the way they did use it in an episode when Picard went schizo. What did he really? Contact though, what a film. It is, it's a brilliant film. It is a very good film. Didn't realise it was Carl Sagan that wrote, obviously, the original book that it's based on. Oh no, it wasn't a book, was it? It was a screenplay that Carl Sagan did. Either way, good film there. And as Andrea says there, thank you for the tap-in. It does help us. All those tap-in, the likes, the shares, that does help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. The more eyes and minds on the phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. From the dark side, as it's occupied, I've heard some very interesting things about the dark side, as you probably have as well there. These structures, although the pictures that I have seen of the structures, it is still not obvious that they are structures. It's not like a boom, this is nice and clear. Like even the images that we're getting now from the Apollo landing sites are like less ambiguously technological than the proposed dark side structures. You've still got to kind of twist your eye and do a lot of jumps for those to I mean, you're seeing things that shouldn't be natural, but when you're talking about cities and things like that, it doesn't look obvious to me, whereas even the smaller Apollo stuff is looking clearer, so we should be able to have decent images. I don't know if the structures are going to be more on the moon's surface or in the moon. The moon is a very, very weird structure. That is a little bit too nice, that drink. See if I can order a crate of it. And tapping is clapping, as V says. Thank you, guys. So, what camera do you need to film stars with a good camera? And do you need to be outside and to watch from the mobile? So, good questions there, Neil. The real trick with doing anything at night is it's mostly about the lens, really. So does the lens let in enough light? That was the trick. It took me a while to get in there. So you want one that's got, it's called f-stop. So you'll see a number on a lens like f2.6 or something like that. And you want the lower number possible. That lets in the most light possible. Then there are some cameras that work well in low light, but most will be more than suitable really for that. And then you just need to track it, because obviously with the Earth's rotation, things move. So we're not too much just looking generally at the night sky like we do. So if you want to get shots like this, then you wouldn't notice the rotation there, so you'll be fine just having it on a normal tripod. But if you want to do anything closer, and you want to zoom in on it, like when we do the moon, hold on, if we do the moon one here, like, you can't really tell with that one, but the moon is actually moving quite fast, or we're moving relative to the moon there, so you need like a tracker or a mount to keep moving with it, and we just plug a very long HDMI lead into the camera, run it into the house, into the computer for you guys here, so it's not too hard to do there. Is it bedtime for Maya? Thank you for joining us, as always. Hopefully we'll see you later in the week. I hope you have a good start to your week tomorrow there. And Greg, no images with all the trips, but so many different countries. It's ridiculous and insulting to us. Yeah, definitely agree with the second part that it's insulting to us there. It is. I mean, there is no excuse at the minute there. There are multiple countries that have orbiters, you know, and it's not as if that side is actually always dark, is it? So we should be getting lots of stuff. I've not really looked into much of it, but yeah, there should be easily loads of stuff there. And too many UFOs fly out of the moon for us to be there alone. There is a lot of activity, and it's just an odd object, the moon. The fact that it is the size that it is, that it's the distance that it is there, it's all a little bit too perfect, a little bit too precise, a little bit maybe engineered. So I think there's a lot going on up there, and there is the real observation point for eons there. It is. And the Aurora camera is 100x and does 20,000 images a second. That's far too much there. Is that the Sig something Aurora? The Sig Synyex, SNYX or something like that? I was looking at one of those, but I wasn't actually that, if it's the one of those ones, I wasn't actually that impressed. They do look cool, but you can't get the HDMI out, which is really frustrating. I need to head off AUP as well. Well, thank you for the lots of chuckles as well there. Thank you for joining us, AUP. Always a pleasure, and hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow, guys, for that one. We're still going to be on for a little bit longer there, as we're going to be keep the searching up, still listening out, hoping to hear a message from ET. Now, it's a right place, a right time sort of thing there. So just because we've not got any signals currently doesn't mean we're not going to get them, because with the Earth's rotation there, that dish is sweeping over the sky very, very fast. And with these sorts of distances, any signal is only going to be on screen for between 30 to 90 seconds. That is how long it'll take to pass over the target planets, basically, there. So yeah, right place at a right time. You could just see a signal jump on screen there. And they're all blue. Investigate the moon. It's simply overwhelming. Oh, no, Greg, I have. The moon is weird. There is so much weird stuff. So we talk about it a lot on those moon streams. It is insane. Like, I thought moon conspiracies was full tinfoil hat there. For you've totally lost it if you're doing that. But no, it is weird. It is such a weird object, like everything, you know, from its density, the fact that it is a planetoid moon of its size, you know, like we are the only planet that has a moon like our moon there. Normally, the planetoid moons of those sorts of size to ratios there, like you'd get that on the gas giants, the bigger planets and stuff like that. You'd get moons like that, not like our moon. That is far too big. Mars, which is still very close to the size of Earth, has basically what looks to be sort of like captured asteroids and meteors and stuff like that, rather than planetoid moons. So we're odd in that fact, but just the main one, which is probably the thing that's been screaming at us, staring us in the face this whole time, is the fact that it is 400 the size of the sun, at exactly 400 the distance. So we get those sort of solar eclipses. They're rare, if not impossible elsewhere. You know, how strange is that? Something that I take for granted. Andre knows coming in with the gifts. Thank you for those. But yeah, but it's also actually not quite a perfect solar eclipse. It allows us just enough. It just covers just enough of the sun to allow us actually to study it there. So I think that's been, you know, screaming at us for a very long time there, that something is a little bit too perfect there. It moves quicker than it really. Honestly, when you're zoomed in on it, it's just across the sky there. As it's gone cold tonight, I can't get warm. Oh, I feel that in the minute, getting deeply cold and not being able to warm up there. And what if you can't actually land on it because gravity is so low and it moves so fast? You just go wee. I mean, the gravity's weird though, like because its density is it's a lot less dense than we expect. Therefore, its mass is a lot less lower, and therefore less gravity. A big giant spaceship dragged the moon to where it is now. So I've heard the theories it's come from a star system, or it's come from more within the asteroid belt and things like that. And I mean, hey, You never know, do you? NASA, if you believe it, they're astronaut koala. What? Oh, that is cool and perfect for Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan there, me. That is brilliant. And on our Otis, thank you for the gifts there. But yes, maybe let's move there. NASA said, if we believe the mainstream, that they have studied the moon rocks, and it is made of the same stuff as Earth. Now, do we believe them? I don't know. I did, but now I'm starting to just question everything that NASA bloody says there, because it's meant to be made of the same stuff of Earth, but yet it's only like 23% as dense as Earth there. Very, very strange. Honestly, the moon is ridiculous. And Truman Show, nice, got to the moon viewing window. It does fit, yeah, maybe that's a little nod to it, you know, there. And where are we? Over on the, over the tubes there. And old Nighty Zen, good to see you though. And the time lapse, there we go. How are you doing? And the moon won't be perfect over the sun in around 2,000 to 3,000. That's another good point, because it is moving away from us, isn't it? There, we actually are at the right time, the right place, and the right time to get those solar eclipses there. As it moves away, it'll shrink, won't it? But in perspective there, and more of the sun will get there. It's a very, very good point there. And in what galaxy do they come from, the UFOs? Well, good question, Neon there. So there's not an official. Lots of people have various stories. But if we think of the scale of these things, you've got Earth is orbited by the moon. Then Earth is orbiting our star, the sun, or Sol, some people call it, there. Now, our star is orbiting within our galaxy, the Milky Way there, and there's about 1 billion other planets in there, very large scale. But then beyond that, you've got all of these star map of Blue Nose. Wow, thank you. That's very, very kind and appropriate for what we're talking about now. Yeah, that's very, very kind of you, Blue Nose. Thank you. Our galaxies that are one of many galaxies as well. So we can't even get our head around those intergalactic travel, the idea of coming from other galaxies. But we do there's a lot of the ones that are talked about in lore at the minute. There, Tommy as well, thank you for the heart. But the ones, Blue Nose again though, thank you for that. I need like an extra layer of thank you for those sorts of ones. I haven't figured out what that can be yet. Maybe Alan can do a little dance for you. So we think a lot of the UFOs we see, and maybe some of the encounters, the extraterrestrial encounters, although extraterrestrial isn't technically the right term there, that is just another being not from this world there. But there's ultra-terrestrial, which is something that might be from here, but from a different time, because if you're building certain types of spacecraft, you're also technically building time machines as well. Ultra-terrestrials, which is things like maybe it's an earlier civilization that's still kind of around, but maybe lives at the bottom of the sea. Extratemporal, that's the time as well. There's various versions, but not just little green men from other planets. Yeah, but most of them are from our galaxy, we expect here. A lot of the lore, if it's to be believed, if there's stories, they do think it is from this galaxy. So, for example, we've got a star in range that we are listening to tonight, which is Sirius there, the dog star, and it's 8.6 light years away from us. Now, what's interesting about Sirius is that there is a tribe, an African tribe, that called the Dogon, I think, or Dugon or Dogon, and they have reported in their cultural legends there for a very, very, very long time that they were visited in antiquity. Their ancestors were visited thousands of years ago by people from the stars, from space, in particular from Sirius, they say. And they said that these people told them at the time that their star wasn't a singular star like ours, it was a binary, so there was two, a big one and a really small one, and that the orbit, I think it's of that star around the other star, was about 52 to 56 years, something like that. Anyway, we've recorded that story through anthropology there. Anthropologists have recorded that story for like a good couple of 100 years. We know that they've been saying that story for a very, very long time. Now, when we got the telescope up to scratch, our telescopes up to scratch enough to check, we pointed it at Sirius, and I think this was only in the 80s there, and we looked at it and went, oh, they were right. It is a binary system. To the eye, it looks like one star because it's just a big one bright dot. But actually, no, it's a binary system. There are two stars there. So they were right on that one. And the orbit of that other star, I think it's the star that's the orbit there, was the same time period that their legends told. So how the hell did they know that one before? You know, so maybe we are getting these visitors from within our galaxy to answer the question there. And they might come from Andromeda there. Andromeda is very close by and it's due to hit us. We've actually seen Andromeda when we do our skywatches. It looks really, really cool. It's like a smudged star, but it's a whole other galaxy of billions of planets. But they may well do, because the way that we think that they can travel is by making a warp drive, because there is a way of making a warp drive without breaking physics. It just requires a lot of energy. And we think that we are observing that, actually. A lot of evidence for that. And now, if you can make a warp drive, you can get not just from star system to star system interstellar, but you can do intergalactic travel there, so it'd be just as easy for them. So you might be right there. And time-lapse, did you ever see the simulation of the universe? It's almost identical to how the synapses of the brain works, and I wonder if the universe is in fact a giant consciousness. Honestly, I've heard, yeah, the way that it's distributed within our brains, certain sort of thing, is the same as the distributions of stars and galaxies within the universe. And you think, as above, so below, it kind of goes all the way across these levels. It's absolutely insane. And I think there is an element, there's a very strong argument to make that the universe is conscious. So it's I think it's a very, very interesting one there. Now, where are we over on the TikToks? Let's have a look. The moon is tidally locked to Earth there. It's created life. So we do think it is incredibly responsible for life developing here on Earth. It stabilises our actual tilt wobble, which stabilises the climate there. It stabilises our tides as well, makes them not too much, but just enough, because we do think it's that intertidal zone there. The bit that gets damp in between tides is where life could form to start with. So it's the gravity, everything is so responsible for us there as well. And Tommy Goodman, how are you doing there? And why are they not exploring the sea? It's on our doorstep, but they spend billions on looking out to space there. They've done a little bit, but by volume, we have barely touched the sea, haven't we? We've barely touched it. Why? You know what? I don't know. Is it just that the stars, we can see more? So therefore, because as humans, if we can't see something, we tend to forget it's there to certain degrees there. You know, we're quite literal beings. So the fact that we can see the stars, maybe there's a sort of a romantic element within us there, we want to search it, whereas we look at the water and yeah, we've gone across it, but we can't see into the depths there. Is it really there? But you know, why not? Again, we're hearing lots now about USOs, unidentified submerged objects and things like that. So it does seem to be there's a lot of activity there, and just the prosaic stuff down there is probably very, very interesting indeed. And they say, Brad as well, thank you for the hearts there as well. Have I missed any more? Blue nodes as well, extra gifts, thank you for those ones as well. Do appreciate you guys. It all goes back into the stream. But yeah, like they do say, don't they, that when humanity started the Industrial Revolution, and therefore the pollution and electric light stopped us from seeing the stars as we used to, we've kind of become more psychologically disconnected from our place within the universe, started to look down rather than up. So I think that probably does apply to not searching the oceans, but we do think there's lots going on in there. So you're quite right there, Tommy. And Greg, I'm convinced dark side of the moon is populated by an ancient, or who knows, folks. I mean, the moon is the perfect place to put this stuff. It's so close to us here for practicality's sake there, and it's protected and it's private. It would make a very good candidate for it there. Also, a good candidate is a beachhead for invasion there. If you're travelling far and wide, you need to set up camp quite near where the battle's going to be to base yourself, don't you? So it's definitely a vulnerability. Maybe they're scared as it's too close to home. That could well be part of it. Could well be. But if you're travelling through space as well, there are so many different temperatures, different pressures, different, all sorts of different environments to consider. So if you've got to build a craft that's going to go through all of them, it's got such a wide range of variables that it has to account for. But liquid water is consistent. Well, no matter where you are, if you've got liquid water, it's a similar temperature range, similar pressure range there, similar acidities, all this sort of stuff. So if you're planet hopping, to one way to get around those various environments, then is spend your time in water. That is actually the one consistent one if you've got liquid water there. So it might make sense of why there is more going on over there. The moon is the campsite, and the visitors have day passes to the zoo. Yeah, well, this is it. I always remember that one of the whistleblower leaks that we did for our deep dive a while back. Speaking of which, guys, deep dive is this Friday over on the Patreon. Link in the bio for a whole month for free, but we're going to be looking at the Condon report there. But yeah, do join us for that one. You get 2 deep dives for that first month. Plus, you get to join Starship Island there, and we'll see that on screen in a bit. For that one. But yes, one of the deep dives we did do was on that whistleblower, and he was saying, as part of his thing essentially was that there are a few underground mega UFOs that are actually like manufacturing facilities that make all the ones that we see on a daily basis. They make them per task. So, oh, it needs to do this, it's going to get yeah, but they say, you know, they're going to make the one purposely for that one. And then you know, he was saying that when he started his job monitoring these production facilities, one of the ones that they would see were actually like observation buses, like tour buses of UFOs, and lots of seats and big windows basically. So always when you say like that, Kate, day passes to the zoo, so it always makes me think of that one there, that actually maybe that is what was going on to a degree there, Brad. And what if they travel to the moon for a holiday and watch us go about our days on the big TV? I mean, exactly as Kate said there, we could be their lab experiment, we could be a zoo. There's so many things there. Stop what, Andrea? Stop talking. I need a breath. Greg, us humans are blowens, and we're a comedy show, Cosmic TV. We are the, you know, reality TV for the universe. It could be. I mean, it's definitely enough drama. Life in the universe is the universe trying to make sense of itself. They say, don't they, that we are the universe observing itself, which is just true in every way, because we are part of the universe, you know. It's like when humanity is compared against nature. We're always, in our language, pitting ourselves against Mother Nature. But it's not true. We are nature. It's the wrong way to look at it. So I think, yeah, right there. And the bottom of the oceans, the pressures are so enormous, even our technology has trouble searching those depths. It's far easier to look out with a telescope and scan the oceans. I mean, that's another, there is the accessibility part of it as well. But NASA has done it, and I think if they'd put the resources in, they probably could have, you know, if you think of the barrier, maybe the pressure is the barrier to the oceans, but also the gravity and resource expenditure is much higher for space, isn't it? So, you know, they've all got their pros and cons, yin and yang, then. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more in the oceans there. I thought that you know, the underwater UFO manufacturing hubs, I thought that's really weird. I'm not on board at all with that. I've never heard of that before. But the more I am hearing about it, the more it does make sense. There's definitely one that I'm bringing into the camp of possible. I'm not sure I'd say probable, but definitely possible. And NASA are a joke, and always have been. Sadly, yeah. Like, you know, the games that they have been playing, I would like to say just lately, but probably been playing them the whole damn time. It's very, very disappointing, because I never used to think like that. I used to kind of hold them up very highly, you know, as the general mainstream thing, you know, pushing humanity to its limits there. And look, they've still done certain things, but, you know, they are playing games, and now they are officially another spy agency. That probably always was, but yes. So no longer that, now officially a spy agency. Get your heads around that one. Have we've still got them all in range, guys, but we've also got a Ludra at 2,000 light years in range of the dish now. Where are we? Oh, we're getting towards the end. I think we're probably going to be winding up this stream for 1:45 tonight, so that gives us another couple of minutes. But you never know, we might still get a signal come through at the last. Catching me out now. Oh. Let me get this ready, actually. So, it's not looking good weather-wise this week, sadly, so We will play it by ear. If we do get the chance for some clear skies to do a skywatch, then we will be definitely doing that. But it is looking a little bit messy and wet and miserable, so probably a lot more of these. When's the next game night? Good question there, Kate. Likely to be Friday or Saturday, but if we're going to do a nice straight run of signal hunts during the week, we might have to break it up in between that there. Oh, 283rd age next. Congratulations. That's quite a substantial number there. So yeah, I don't know. It might be, could be any point. Was I doing? So yeah, we'll see how long I last. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Might have to do a few this week. I need to mix things up a bit for my sanity. Oh, you missed the new gate. It's bloody hard. It's bloody hard. I squeaked a few times. I'm sure I will again. So yeah, I'm sure we'll do that one. Where is it? There it is. So I'm getting distracted, guys. It just blocked you, actually. A never-ending fight with this platform. Let's put that one to start. Oh, it's called UFOphilia. So it's like the it's like Phasmophobia, but it's for UFO alien hunting. As well, UFOphila, UFOphilia. There. It doesn't like my dimples orbit. It doesn't like anything, does it, at the minute, this bloody platform. And if you drill down, we can only go around 11 to 12 kilometers before the heat and pressure makes it unsustainable. And that's tiny compared to space. And that's where the UFOs are, where we can't go on Earth. They may well be, and it makes sense, wouldn't it? There are some good videos of some UFOs apparently going in and out of volcanoes and things like that. And again, if they're using that sort of warp drive technology, they don't need shields or anything, because they're making a little pocket of space and time. So, you know, they're not technically in those hostile environments. Those rules don't apply to them. So yeah, definitely safe from us in those places. Great TV show I'm goofing on, The Expanse. It's good if you like sci-fi shows. I started watching it, but for some reason I got distracted, or it didn't hook me enough in a few episodes. But everyone says it's very good, so I'll have to give it another go there. I've had to hit the bullet on avatars for the limit from. Oh. Anyway, guys, we are going to wind things up for tonight. Yeah, we're on the 1:45 now. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's a pleasure, as always, to spend evenings with you guys. I do enjoy it very much. Thank you for your questions, your answers, your chatting. I do love that as well. Thank you, guys, for your support, your sharing, and your likes, your tapping away and stuff like that, helping us meet more and more people like yourselves there. But also the gifters, subbers, the Patreons and stuff as well. Appreciate that. It all helps us go back into the stream. But yeah, Friday night is going to be the next Patreon deep dive. Hope to see you guys over for that one. But night night, everyone, and we'll catch you tomorrow night there. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.